Wow. So today I don't look my best or prettiest self, but I'm here and honestly I think that counts for something. First of all, thank you so much for all the love on my last video. I read every single comment and I don't say that lightly. Some of them made me just pause and just sit there for a second, knowing that something I said resonated with you little bit means more than you think. So lately I've been craving a different kind of entertainment, not the kind where I lie in bed and doom scroll for an hour and somehow feel worse after that. I wanted something quieter, something slower, something that doesn't demand anything from me. I wanted to create. Because when you're overwhelmed, especially when you're constantly online doing something with your hands therapy can feel like therapy. So I picked up a few magazines. I have this magazine from different brands, and my friend sent it to me, and I teared them, junk journal, some of them. I did a lot of things, but while doing this, I realized something. Even every time I step away from the internet, even for a little while, I feel this wave of FOMO. Like suddenly, I don't know the gossip, I don't know who did what, I don't know what's trending, and then my brain tells me, great, now you are boring. Now you have nothing interesting to say. Sometimes I genuinely feel like I'm not interesting to talk to at parties, events. Maybe that's just my insecurity. Maybe others don't feel that way about me at all, but that's how it feels in my head. I used to think that if I didn't have a joke ready or something funny or clever to say, people would just drift away. Like they would get bored and slowly walk off mid conversations. But I'm telling you, 99% of the time, that is not the reality. That's just the story we tell ourselves. We are so performative as people, not men, not women, just people. We try so hard, we do overdo it, we fill silence that don't even need filling. I feel like, okay, maybe if I don't talk to this person, that silence hurts a lot. So I feel like, okay, if that person is not talking to me, if they're just silent and sitting next to me, maybe they're bored, so I might have to entertain them. That's kind of a different issue that I might have, but I'm working on it. I saw this old interview of Zendaya once where she was clearly trying too hard, and I'm sure she looks back at it now and cringes a little. And I've been there too. I've done the most unhinged, over the top things just to keep people entertained, just to be liked. And in the end, I was the only one who cared. The minute I stopped being the funny one, the minute I stopped catering to people, some of them disappeared completely, and that hurt a bit. But there were people who stayed, people who were okay sitting in silence with me, people who didn't expect me to perform, and slowly I've realized I don't actually have to do anything to be worthy of being around. You can just be. That realization was uncomfortable at first because I didn't know how to exist without performing. Sitting quietly with someone felt terrifying, but it turns out silent isn't awkward. Forced performance is. One of the biggest lessons I'm learning right now is this: you have to accept people for who they are. If someone feels cold, if someone doesn't engage much, if someone is self centered or distant, that doesn't actually mean that you did something wrong. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Maybe that's how they grew up, maybe that's how they are wired, and it's not your fault. It's not theirs either. Recently, I had not so great experience with someone. We had hung out at each other's places before, so I assumed we were chill. But around other people, they acted like we had never met, like I didn't exist before that day. I confronted them. I asked them if something was wrong. They said no, everything was fine. For a day or two, it was. Then it happened again, and I replayed everything in my head. Did I say something wrong? Was I annoying? Am I not cool enough? Am I just not worth being associated with publicly? And then it hit. It's not me, it's them. And it's not them. This person probably isn't doing it on purpose. For them, this behavior might be completely normal. They might be very intentional about who they associate with socially, and that's not evil. That's just how they move through the world. And I take things very personally, like very. If someone becomes friends with someone else but not me, my brain go automatically goes, what's wrong with me? But sometimes nothing is wrong. Some people are just strategic, some people are social climbers, not in a malicious way, just in a survival way, networking way, and that works for them. and it's okay. The biggest thing I'm trying to tell myself, and maybe you need to hear this too, is to stop taking things so personally. If someone doesn't acknowledge you in public, if someone is rude, if someone is mean, 9 times out of 10, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. That's just who they are, that's how they were raised, and that's the environment they come from. It doesn't make them right or wrong, it just makes them different. I'm really short, okay, like I am 5'2". People joke about it all the time, my friends too, but I know they're not making fun of me. They're not being negative, or they're not doing it on purpose to make me feel hurt. And honestly, it doesn't bother me anymore because I expect that behavior from those people. They joke like that with everyone, but I don't take it personally. So that just because someone was sweet to you doesn't mean that they'll be sweet forever. Everyone has their days, and that doesn't mean you did something wrong. I could change for my family, I would change for my partner. Those are my people, but I wouldn't expect random person to change their entire personality for me. And I wouldn't do it either, nor they should do it. If someone keeps poking your insecurities, that's not your battle to fight. Not your monkeys, not your circus. And this is something that I replay in my mind all the time. Not your monkeys, it's not your circus. You cannot control it, and you shouldn't do it too. You don't know how to fix them, you don't need to understand them, you can simply step back. Unless it's my mom or my partner, and then I will absolutely call them out. But if you're like me, someone who gets hurt easily, please remember this: not everyone deserves access to your emotions. If someone hurts you, let them be. The more you replay it, the heavier it sits on your chest. Okay, on that note, I've got my art supplies ready. I am going to put on some music and calm down before my work call in half an hour. Thank you for sitting with me today. Also, I just want to mention about this book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And I recently, while cycling, I listened to another podcast from her. So I didn't know that she has a podcast, and it's so good. First, let me talk about the book, because I completed the book, I think so, a 1 week ago, and it's a must read for everyone, every single person on this planet, because it makes you feel a lot of things. You understand that you were taking things seriously for no reason. And I mean, you should do it. If it's important to you, then you should do it. But sometimes you take things seriously that are not even worth your time, your mental space, mental peace, and anything. It doesn't have to be on your mind. You have to just take care of yourself, your family, and own sake. Just let people be. If they want to hurt you, let them. If they want to be nice to you, let them. You just have to understand what you can do in that situation. So you have to understand that, let me let me do it for myself. If they're not giving me flowers, let me buy it for myself. I had this cheesecake a while ago, and it was quite expensive, and I got it with my mother, and my mother was like, okay, why did you get such an expensive cake? I got a bit pissed that, okay, yeah, it's not that expensive, why are you giving me shit for no reason? She was pissed on me some for other reason, but I knew, but I didn't want to tell her anything. I didn't see anything back. I just let her be. And then I think, yeah, 2 days ago, I made a cheesecake at home. It was not the traditional one, the way that you do it for every layers. It was not that extensive of a process. Took like 45 minutes. And it didn't even look that pretty, but it tasted so good. I made a lotus biscuit cheesecake with strawberries. My mother had like a lot, and then she's like, okay, it's not that good. You shouldn't be taking people for their words, you have to take it for their actions. And I saw that she ate a lot of it, and still she could say that it's not that good. Let her be that way if that's what she want to be, and I don't mind. I tasted it, it was good. And it's not everyone's cup of cake. Yeah, if someone doesn't like it, that's fine. You like it, you should make it for your own self. And that's something on my mind for this year, that I'll be making a lot of things at home. I i like to eat a lot of expensive things. I am that person, I have an expensive taste. And sometimes it's not even expensive, it's something that I like to eat out, but it gets expensive when you're eating it out. So you might want to just cook it at home. Everything can be cooked at home if you want to. Of course, if you don't have the equipment, then I totally understand, but you should try once at least. There's always an alternative. So that's it for today. Thank you for sitting with me. And this video was a bit shorter, but I really needed to making videos like this helps me process my emotions. I end up talking to myself through you, and I'm really glad you are here. Thank you, and see you in the next one.